They say every family has secrets, small ones, harmless ones, the kind you whisper about and laugh off years later. But some families build their entire lives on lies so carefully stacked that when one truth slips out, everything collapses. This is not a story about strangers. This is a story about blood, about loyalty demanded, not earned, about love that came with conditions, and about revenge, cold, patient, and inevitable. Before everything shattered, before names became weapons and memories turned poisonous, the Hayes family looked perfect from the outside. A successful father, a graceful mother, 3 accomplished children, a home that smelled like polished wood and discipline. But perfection, like glass, only looks strong until it cracks. This story begins long before the betrayal was discovered, long before anyone thought revenge was possible. It begins with a lie everyone agreed to protect, even if it destroyed the one person who never deserved it. And that person was Ethan Hayes. The Hayes residence sat at the top of Willow Crest Drive like it had something to prove. Tall gates, immaculate hedges, white stone steps scrubbed so clean they reflected the sky. From the street, it looked like success had finally settled down. Inside, silence ruled. Not the peaceful kind. The kind that presses against your ears. The kind that makes you careful where you step. Ethan Hayes stood in the foyer, adjusting the cuffs of his jacket, watching his reflection in the mirror. 32 years old, neatly groomed, quiet eyes that noticed everything and revealed nothing. He looked like someone who belonged there. He didn't feel like it. Ethan. His mother's voice called from the dining room, sharp and polished. "You're going to be late." "I know," he replied calmly. "I just need my files." Margaret Hayes appeared in the doorway, pearls at her throat, posture flawless as always. "You're meeting the board today," she said. "Your father expects excellence." Ethan met her eyes in the mirror. "Of course he does." She frowned slightly, as if something about his tone irritated her. "You say that like it's unreasonable." "No," Ethan said softly. "I say it like it's familiar." Margaret turned away without responding. That was how things worked in the Hayes family. Uncomfortable truths were ignored. Polite silence replaced honesty. Ethan picked up his briefcase and moved toward the door. As his hand touched the handle, a voice echoed behind him. "Try not to embarrass us." His father, Richard Hayes, stood at the base of the staircase, tall, commanding, eyes sharp with expectation. Ethan didn't turn. "I won't," he said, but something inside him whispered, "I already have." The Hayes siblings were often described as impressive. Lucas, the eldest, was everything Richard admired. Confident, charismatic, ruthless when necessary. Victoria, the middle child, carried elegance like armor. Beautiful, calculating, never caught off guard. Then there was Ethan, the youngest, the quiet one, the one people underestimated. At the breakfast table, Lucas scrolled through his phone, smirking. "Dad, the merger's already trending," he said. "People are calling it brilliant." Richard's face softened. "A rare thing." "I taught you well." Victoria smiled politely, sipping her coffee. "Of course," she said. "Brilliance runs in the family." Ethan sat silently, buttering toast. No one asked about his work. No one ever did. Margaret glanced at him briefly. "You're still at that department job?" she asked. "It's a research division," Ethan replied. Lucas chuckled. "Still hiding behind data?" Ethan looked up slowly. "Someone has to understand how things actually work." Lucas's smile tightened. Richard cleared his throat. "Enough. We're not here to argue." His eyes landed on Ethan. "You should be grateful," Richard continued. "Most people would kill for the opportunities you've been given." Ethan swallowed. "Opportunities one never asked for." "I am grateful," he said, because that was the expected response. From childhood, Ethan had felt it. That subtle difference. The way his father corrected him more harshly. The way praise skipped over him. The way family photos placed him slightly to the side. He told himself it was imagination. Children do that. But as years passed, the feeling didn't fade. It sharpened. At family events, conversations stopped when he entered. Decisions were made without consulting him. His opinions dismissed with polite nods. Still, he stayed, because blood meant loyalty, because leaving felt like betrayal, and because he believed, foolishly, that love would eventually even the scales. It happened on a Tuesday. Ordinary. Forgettable. Ethan stopped at a cafe near his office, waiting for his usual black coffee. That's when he noticed the man staring at him. Mid-50s, weathered face, eyes filled with something unsettling, recognition. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. "Can I help you?" he asked. The man hesitated. "You're Ethan Hayes," he said quietly. "Yes." The man exhaled sharply, like he'd been holding his breath for years. "I knew it," he murmured. "I knew it was you." Ethan frowned. "Do I know you?" The man shook his head. "No, but I knew your mother once." The room seemed to tilt. "My mother?" Ethan repeated. "Yes," the man said. "Before she became Mrs. Hayes." Ethan laughed nervously. "I think you have the wrong person." "I don't," the man said firmly. "I've been looking for you." Ethan's heart began to pound. "Why?" The man leaned closer. "Because you deserve to know the truth." They sat across from each other, coffee forgotten. "My name is Samuel Reed," the man said. "I worked construction years ago. I met Margaret when she volunteered at a charity site." Ethan listened, uneasy. "She was kind," Samuel continued. "Too kind. We got close." Ethan shook his head. "That's impossible." Samuel reached into his wallet and slid a photograph across the table. A younger Margaret, laughing, her hand resting on Samuel's arm. Ethan's breath caught. "She was already married," Samuel said softly. "But she told me she was unhappy." Ethan's thoughts raced. "No," he whispered. "She wouldn't." Samuel's eyes softened. "Then she got pregnant." Silence crashed between them. "She said the baby wasn't Richard's," Samuel continued. "She begged me to disappear, promised the child would be taken care of." Ethan stared at the table. "You're lying," he said. "I wish I were," Samuel replied. "I did what she asked, but I never stopped wondering." Ethan's chest tightened painfully. "You're saying?" Samuel nodded. "I'm saying Richard Hayes is not your father." Ethan left the cafe in a daze. The world looked wrong. Sounds muffled. Colors too sharp. This isn't real. Can't be. His phone buzzed. "Victoria, dinner tonight. Don't be late." He stared at the message. Dinner. Family. Lies. That night, Ethan sat across from his parents, every word echoing differently. Margaret laughed at Lucas's joke. Richard criticized the staff. Victoria checked her phone. They looked the same, but Ethan saw strangers. He studied his mother's face. "Did you ever love me?" Margaret caught his gaze. "What?" she asked sharply. "Nothing," Ethan said. But inside, something had broken. Ethan didn't confront them. Not yet. Instead, he ordered a DNA test. Weeks passed. He lived like a ghost, performing duties, smiling when expected. The results arrived on a Thursday evening. He sat alone in his apartment, hands shaking. Paternity, 0% match. Ethan closed his eyes. It wasn't just the truth that hurt. It was the years of quiet cruelty suddenly explained. The distance, the conditional love, the constant disappointment. He wasn't failing them. He was never theirs. Ethan returned to the Hayes house that weekend. Everything felt heavier. Richard spoke to him curtly. Margaret avoided his eyes. Victoria studied him carefully. "You seem off," she said later. "Something wrong." Ethan met her gaze. "Did you know?" he asked softly. She froze, just for a second. But it was enough. Ethan smiled faintly. "I see." Victoria's voice dropped. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," Ethan said. Everyone knew. Lucas passed by, smirking. "Dinner's ready," he said. Ethan watched them walk away together. And in that moment, the pain transformed. Into clarity. Into purpose. That night, Ethan lay awake, staring at the ceiling. They stole his identity. They shaped his life with a lie. They watched him struggle and called it weakness. And they never planned to tell him. Family, he thought bitterly. Slowly, an idea formed. Not rage, not chaos, something far more dangerous. Patience. He would not confront them. He would not scream. He would let them believe the lie still held. And when the time came, he would take everything they built on it. Weeks later, Ethan stood outside the Hayes estate, phone pressed to his ear. "Yes," he said quietly. "I'm ready to begin." Pause. "I want access to everything," Ethan continued. "Accounts, history, secrets." Another pause. His lips curved slightly. "They won't see it coming." He ended the call and looked up at the house. Lights glowing warmly. A picture of perfection. Ethan whispered to himself, "You should have told me the truth." The gate began to open, and the war for the Hayes family had officially begun. If you're enjoying this story, like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.